everybody, and welcome back to today's video. Today we're going to take a look at a variety video between Kamala Harris and Ron DeSantis, my 2024 presidential prediction between these two candidates. Now, Ron DeSantis and Kamala Harris is basically the second place runners for both of their political parties, and I would see how basically both of them would match up against each other. But before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to my channel. Can we get to 150 subscribers by the end of March? Be sure to spread the message out there, and the best way for you to do that is to subscribe, and please subscribe to my channel. So, this is probably the last video you see on my channel in January, but without further ado, let's get right into today's video. For Kamala Harris, the state of Washington, the state of California, the state of New York, the state of Maryland, Massachusetts, Vermont, Hawaii, I believe the District of Columbia, and I think that's actually it for the safe states for Kamala Harris. In terms of Ron DeSantis, the state of Idaho, Utah, Wyoming, Montana, the Dakotas, Nebraska's at large, Nebraska's third, Nebraska's first, Kansas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia, Missouri, and Indiana. I will keep these videos quick and under 10 minutes. So, these are the safe states for both parties. I don't think they're too surprising. A lot of these states Biden was able to win by safe margins. Again, my margins are in the description down below. I think they will be likely for Kamala Harris. Right there, and for Kamala Harris, she does have quite a few likely states. I actually forgot South Carolina and Alaska as Ron DeSantis safe states, which does bring Ron DeSantis and Kamala Harris tied together. So, Kamala Harris likely in Illinois, New Jersey, Delaware, Connecticut, Rhode Island. These states would narrow up in the coming elections, but just not in 2024. The state of Colorado, the state of Virginia, the state of Oregon, the state Maine's first congressional district here, as well as I think that might be it for this list. Now for Ron DeSantis, his likely states will include Texas, a giant state right there, the state of Iowa, the state of Ohio, and the state of Florida, as well as the state of, I'm considering North Carolina, possibly, but Maine second is definitely likely. Now Ron DeSantis leads Kamala Harris with 219 electoral votes to Kamala Harris's 204 electoral votes. And please subscribe again, but I will explain all the state calls under the lean or total characterization, starting with Kamala Harris's lean states. Maine's at large probably lean for Kamala Harris. New Mexico probably lean for Kamala Harris. And let me see. So, New Mexico, I think that's actually it for Kamala Harris. In terms of Maine at large, it's an area that's trending Republican. Let me just refresh the page a little bit. Alright, so you can see Nebraska here. It is trending Republican. Alright, for example, if we look at 2000, it voted for, actually 2000 wasn't the perfect example, but Bill Clinton, it voted for him by 20 points. In terms of 2008, it voted for Obama by 17 points. Even in 2012, Obama won the state by 15 points. Especially Maine second, it was 8.6 points for Obama. Fast forward to 2020, now the state is just 9.1 points. And Hillary Clinton only won Maine at large by 3 percentage points. That's why I'm giving it as a lead. New Mexico, it has been a trending Democratic state. However, the recent shifts in the oil industry suggest the state is trending back right. So, if you look at the shifts here, a lot of the oil industry, a lot of the rural counties, they are shifting Republican, and that is my point here for the Republicans. Now, for Ron DeSantis, he's going to win quite a few lean states, alright? The state of Arizona, the state of North Carolina, state of Wisconsin here. These states will bring Ron DeSantis up to 256 electoral votes. And really, he needs just one more state to break his way. And actually, you know what? I'm giving him the state of Georgia and the state of Pennsylvania. Actually, no. Alright, I'm not giving him Georgia, I'm giving him Michigan instead. So, the Rust Belt, the blue wall has been broken, teared down by Ron DeSantis. I think he'll be able to flip all three of these states by larger margins than Donald Trump did in 2016 because he has the suburban appeal, alright? In 2020, Trump didn't have the suburban appeal. He didn't even have their suburban appeal that well in 2016. Waukesha County, a perfect example here. You can see it shifted left by 6 points. Had the shift been a Republican shift or close to a Republican shift, for example, if it did not shift right, we would be talking about 15,000 more votes for Donald Trump in that single county. Madison County, again. If it hasn't shifted left, you'll talk about another 15,000 in Madison County for the Republicans, and that will be enough to flip the state for back to the Republican Party, and that is my point here. So, I think Ron DeSantis will be able to do well in urban areas, to be able to do well in suburban areas, to be able to do well in Trump rural counties. Michigan, similar story. I think he'll flip back Kent County, Saginaw County, and even Muskegon County. So all three of these counties flipping. I think Leelanau County will also flip. So with those 4 flips, Democrats definitely would do much. Will not win the state. And one county he'll do better specifically is Oakland County. This county voted for Biden by 110,000 votes. Hillary Clinton, I believe, only won a county by 50,000 votes. So that was a suburban shift towards the left. However, I do believe the Ron DeSantis will be able to revert that. McConnell County, Trump flipped that in a surprise in 2016. He retained it by 8 points in 2020. But the margin did narrow down a little bit. I think Ron DeSantis will be able to make this county even more Republican, and that is really going to help his case to win the state. Pennsylvania, similar story here. I think that he might not do as well as Trump did in some of these rural counties, but what he definitely would be able to do well in is some of these counties in a suburban area, alright? We're talking about Bucks County, we're talking about Chester County, we're talking about Delaware County, we're talking about Montgomery County. These counties in particular I'm talking about. So, again, he would do better in Philadelphia, he would do better in Pittsburgh, and do similar in the rural areas. For Arizona and North Carolina was barely tilted in 2020, and I think the Republicans, of course, will retain that state. Arizona is a moderate state. It likes candidates like Ron DeSantis. A small shift in Maricopa County, it would win Donald Trump the state in 2020. For Kamala Harris, really, I don't think he's going to have any tilt states. So Nebraska second, even with their district they tilt. Minnesota, although with the, urban areas, suburban areas in Minneapolis, I still think the Democrats have a great chance at actually losing the state. With Kamala Harris, it will be the first time the Democrats lose the state, I believe, since, what? Alright, since, what? Wow. So, since Nixon won the state back in 1972, and by a margin of just 5.5 points. Now, 5.5 points is not a little bit, but it was still much more than, let's say, it was still much less than a state like New York, it was much less than Pennsylvania, it was much less than Connecticut, it was much less than a traditionally Democratic state like Maryland, so interesting there. And for Georgia, I think Kamala Harris being black doesn't mean, being Indian American doesn't mean she's going to do better in these areas. The suburban areas are just not going to come home for her. Now she's going to get very large excitement in Atlanta, in the 2 urban counties of Atlanta, to Cobb and Fulton, but not necessarily in Cobb County, not necessarily in Gwinnett County. You get the picture here. Nevada, I think Kamala Harris, again, she's not going to help with Hispanics, alright? A small shift in the state of Nevada would give Trump the state. If Trump got 46% in Clark County, he would have carried the state by like 1.5 points. So that's the point here. The Republicans don't need a huge swing. Similar thing in New Hampshire, right? Trump did make some poor comments on New Hampshire that ended up hurting him in the state. However, that being said, Ron DeSantis does not have that behind him, and that will help him win the state. Anyways, that is my projection here in 2022. Be sure to check out the playlist on the left and the video on the right. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want more content like this. Anyways, thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Bye!